Hello, I'm Mark Bernstein, Growth Consultant for the Central East Regional Group, or SURGE. How do I grow thee? Let me count the ways. In this short video, we'll review the 4 ways in which we grow our congregations, as first introduced by Loren Mead in his book, More Than Numbers, The Ways Churches Grow, and a 5th way of growing, introduced by our UUA colleague, Jan Gartner. Ask a congregation the question, why do you want to grow? And chances are you'll get answers like, we need more people to do the work of the church, or we need more children in our RE program, or more people means more money to cover the costs of running our congregation. These are all good reasons to grow, but they focus only on numerical growth. It is the first thing we think about when we think about growing. Certainly numerical growth in attendance, budget, activities, membership, and so on is critical to the sustainability of a congregation. If we don't grow in numbers, we eventually die. Some statistics point to an annual attrition rate of 8 to 10% in our congregations. That means that in order to maintain our numbers, we must grow by at least 10% a year. So growing in numbers is important. But it is only one way in which a church grows and becomes strong and healthy. Maturational growth is the ability of a congregation to challenge, support, and encourage its members to grow in the maturity of their faith, to deepen their spiritual roots, and to broaden their religious imaginations. It means asking the questions, are people traveling their religious journeys? Do they know and truly live our principles? Are there opportunities to further explore issues around spirituality? Another way of growing is organic growth, which refers to the task of building the community, creating organizational structures, managing conflict, nurturing leaders, and developing policies and procedures that result in a stable and dependable network of human relationships. It is the foundation upon which a strong congregation rests. It asks, is there a process in place for choosing successors to the board or developing new leaders and making decisions? What is the relationship of the minister to the board and to the other lay leaders? What is the relationship between the board or the church council and paid staff? How does the congregation deal with conflict? Incarnational growth is the involvement of the congregation in the world, or the ways in which the congregation wants its faith to make a difference in the world. It asks, how involved is the congregation in social activism and causes of justice? How extensive is the degree of caring for the wider community? And finally, associational growth refers to the awareness on the part of the congregation of the importance and relevance of involvement in cluster, district, regional, and national activities related to our Unitarian Universalist Association. It asks, how does the congregation reach out to sister congregations for ideas, inspiration, and sharing of resources? How involved are congregational leaders in district and regional events and activities? To what extent does the congregation become involved in national issues and causes sponsored by the UUA? Loren Mead points out that each of these ways of growing interact with one another in such a way that when one area grows, the others invariably grow as well. For example, numerical growth means that more members are available to engage in social justice issues, which results in incarnational growth. If a congregation sustains maturational growth through the continued understanding of our principles, members are more likely to talk about their faith with others, thereby attracting greater numbers to the doors of our congregations, resulting in numerical growth. As a congregation grows in numbers, it becomes more incumbent on the organization to stabilize its structure, thereby resulting in organic growth. As we think about growing, We must think holistically, knowing that growth occurs in many ways. Just as a variety of seeds results in a beautiful and diverse garden, we must also plant the varied seeds of growth in our congregational gardens in order to see a strong and bountiful harvest now and in the years to come. Thanks for joining me.